Well, like all the rallies, Robin, it's a hard business. It's something that I enjoy to the full, and hopefully by this evening, you know, we should be thereabouts, and we'll try and stay on the island. And if we can stay number one by this evening, we'll be more than happy. But that's how it goes. We'll try.
There was a rumour rushing around the town this morning that you were looking for a clutch. Is there any truth in that?
Yes, there is. We have a very bad pressure plate. The discs are okay. We have plenty of discs. We're short of pressure plate. We know that a Group 4 Escort one will do, and we were looking for one, but we put in a very old one which has no clearance at all. So we don't have to jump start it, but other than that, we have to crash all the boxes right through the gears.
Are you going to have to stick with that for the 2 days?
Well, unless someone comes up with a pressure plate, yes.
And you're working on that, are you?
We're working on it now at the moment, and we also have 3 gearboxes, so we hope that, you know, we won't chew our way through 3 of them.
Well, keep it all together anyway, Demi, and good luck.
Thanks, Robin.
Brendan, certainly looking at things and the opposition you have, perhaps this is a rally you might finish and might even win.
Well, I've got to finish first, Robin. I've been trying this year and I haven't succeeded yet, so if I finish I could win it, yeah.
Of course, you have a new co-driver on this occasion. Have you been together before?
No, we've never sat together, no. Ronan Morgan is away with Citroen testing for the RAC, and Kenny Johnson's playing hockey, so I'm on the 3rd string today.
So I'm sure Ronan will be very annoyed if ever he sees this film to hear you calling him the 3rd string, but he's very experienced, isn't he?
He's a very, very good and very, very experienced co-driver, yes.
This car now, it was new for the Cork 20. Has there been any changes to the car since then?
The only changes has been we fitted a new alternator, because that's what caused us to stop in Cork.
Good. Have you Jerry Johnson around you today?
I haven't, no. I just have 2 of my own lads. We're on a very small budget this weekend.
So maybe it's this time you're going to win.
I'm going to do my very best anyway.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. Very, very quickly. Now, I'm going to have a... John, first of all, may I congratulate you on having the good sense to bring along a very attractive co-driver on this occasion.
Well, yes, I suppose when you get to my age, you've got to have something, so... Yes, you know, we're looking forward to it, and I think she'll do the job okay.
Karen, you've been to Ireland before. Is this your first actual rally in Ireland?
No, it isn't. I competed in Donegal event 2 years ago. Prior to that, I was on the press and service side of things.
So that West Cork will be quite a surprise for you, or do you anticipate that?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it, so put it that way.
How about this old gentleman beside you? Do you think he's capable of the job?
Oh yes, we know each other of old, and we have competed on the UK, in the UK before together, so we do know each other and work quite well.
Good, it's no problem. John, your thoughts today? You'll be running at 3, even though your number is 4 now, because Frank O'Mahony won't be appearing, we understand. What are your tactics?
Well, obviously to go from the word go, because this sort of bedding yourself in is gone now, so obviously I'm going to go from the word go. And just drive it as I see it, and you know, obviously I can't beat the local knowledge, but hopefully we'll be there at the finish. Good, right, John, we'll be watching you carefully. Thank you both. The first National Alluminium Rally, promoted by the Skibbereen and District Car Club, attracted 55 starters from all over Ireland and Britain. The event, which is for clubmen, has low entry fees and a £5,000 prize fund, which goes all the way to 5th place in each class. Stage 1 on the first day, and the immediate leader was 6th seed Bill Connolly from Goresbridge, County Kilkenny, who averaged 69.77 miles per hour over the 12.5 miles. Rally favourite Demi Fitzgerald at number 1 is on his way to an accident on this stage, which would put him outside the top 10. Sean Delaney was co-driven on this occasion by John Hodnett, better known as a driver than a map man. This is Franco Bove from Carrignavar. He is followed by Barry Duggan, fresh from his Manx Rally success. Sam Hawkins and Sean Hanley in their Escort battling for class honours as usual. Bob Callahan, 5th fastest on this stage. Young Dewey Bowen from Wales, and Tim McCarthy from Skibbereen. Stage 2, known as the Durras Grand Prix, a good opportunity for spectators to see drivers doing things in a town that they wouldn't normally do. Brendan Fagan and his co-driver Ronan McNamee were still second in the Chevette, while Sean Delaney was going well with the G3 Escort. Franco Bove shows his Latin temperament to the people of Durras. But meanwhile, Demi Fitzgerald shows off the body damage on the Chevette after his first stage hump. Sam Hawkins next around the houses, and Barry Duggan gives notice of things to come. Bob O'Callaghan has his own ideas. And young Derry Bowen is next. He's followed by Tim McCarthy, and now Frank Marr. Timmy Twin Cam McCarthy goes slightly sideways. But Dennis Cronin decides to go the whole hog. Gerald O'Brien from Skib is next, with another O'Brien, this time Bernard, behind him. He in turn is followed by Niall Maguire in the old Escort. Now it's Jimmy O'Mahony doing his thing. And then Declan Croak. Now special cheers for Dan Sullivan. And he's followed by Paul O'Driscoll.
Yeah, they're very slippery, and there's a lot of gravel on the road, but it's okay, we haven't had a problem.
What position are you at the moment, John?
Oh, I really don't know. We haven't seen anybody else, so we don't know what the positions are. But we're still here.
It was hard to tell, but the road was slippy just on one of these 90 rights, and we went for the clutch and we couldn't get it, so we went around it much too quick and lost it for maybe well over 100 yards. We were accelerating at a good rate of knots anyway, so we cleaned the ditch on the left-hand side, and she was climbing a bit high, so I gave it a pull off the ditch and went backwards down the road, and she flaked the ditch going backwards and then spun around, and we got in the same direction all right, but the exhaust, what actually happened is the exhaust filled with muck when we were going backwards. It took us 3 or 4 minutes to find why the car wouldn't start, but the exhaust was actually full of muck. So we're back in it again now. It's bent. Front steering arm is bent, the steering is bent, and the front suspension is bent. So they're going to change it now after 2. So hopefully I don't know, Flor,
Well, we're going all right, Flor. I think we might be down slightly down time. Our starter's giving us a problem now. We have to take out the starter and go to the next stage without a starter, and hoping that boys will have a starter when we come back in the next stage.
After 2 stages, John Price and Karen Quimby were in 3rd place in the Renault Turbo. Brendan Fagan was in 2nd, while the leader by 32 seconds was Bill Connolly. Sean Delaney was still outside the top 10, and Franco Bove was in fact 10th. Sam Hawkins was a great 8th, and Derry Bowen from Wales a very creditable 6th. Tim McCarthy was up to 4th, Now it's Frank Marr. And he's followed by the hard-charging Demi Fitzgerald, who replaced his suspension at service in only 15 minutes. Dennis Cronin goes sideways. And Tim McCarthy goes straight on. Jeremy Bailey from England does the same thing, but he stalls. Retirements up to this point included Liam McGrath with a blown engine on stage 1, and Gerald Healy retired on the same stage with ignition problems. Stage 2 claimed the retirements of 2 local favourites, Mick Cremen with back axle troubles and Sean Hurley with a faulty gearbox. Other retirements included Nigel Evans, John Moynihan, Tom Collins, Thomas Randalls and John White. Demi Fitzgerald was really fighting back and was in 8th place after 3 stages. Michael Quirk now from Clonakilty. Stage 5, Durras for the second time. This is Robert and Ken Beamish from Bandon. But Martin Swanton comes to a shuddering stop. What horrible noises. Come on, boys. Bit of exercise will do you good. Paul and Noel O'Driscoll were still going well. It was on stage 4 that Brendan Fagan got into the groove and set about Bill Connolly, the leader. Fagan took over the lead and was quickest on stages 4, 5 and 6. In fact, on the last stage, Fagan averaged a staggering 75.93 miles per hour over the 14.6 miles. So at the end of the first day of the National Alluminium Rally, Brendan Fagan was the leader from Bill Connolly with John Price third. Joey Bowen was 4th and Tim McCarthy 5th. Barry Duggan from Mill Street was 6th and Demi Fitzgerald had worked his way back to 7th place. Bob O'Callaghan was 8th and the evergreen Sam Hawkins was well to the fore in 9th position. Ian Donaldson from Basingstoke in England was 10th in his Sunbeam. Pat Finn retired from the rally on stage 4, and others to fall by the wayside were Niall Maguire with engine problems, Paul McKenzie crashed on stage 6, and P. O'Donovan had electrical failure.
Peter Rushford, you're a regular overseas visitor to Ireland. Have you been enjoying this event here in Skibbereen?
Very much. There were fantastic stages yesterday, and we enjoyed every little minute of it after the first one, because we had a jam throttle on that, which wasn't much fun driving with using the brakes all the time and the throttle and revving at about 6.5 all the way. But after that, the car went beautifully and the stages were magic.
And I think there was some great festivities around Lissard House last night.
I believe there were, yes. I was busy myself working away with Mike Marshall, organising a little bit of work ready for the Killarney Lakes that I'm involved as timekeeper on, and so I missed a certain amount of it, but it was still going on quite late. We were helped by the fact that there was an extra hour with the R being put back. So I don't know what time the bar shut. They shut the bar at one point, and then somebody said they put the R back, so they opened it up again.
And I'm sure, Peter, you were there in the thick of it. Thank you very much.
Grand. See you later.
Barry Duggan, you had a trouble-free run yesterday, and I think you're hoping for...
Yes, we had no problem at all yesterday, you know. Weather suited us, the stages suited us to a certain extent. We could have done with a lower diff. We had no real problems, you know. We had a clean run, we wasted no time, lost no time. But we're happy enough, really, like, you know.
Sean Delaney, you had big problems with this Escort yesterday. Have you been able to do anything about it overnight?
Yeah, we had first problem with stretching cables in the accelerator yesterday. We weren't getting full power out the car. And I don't know whether I was off form or the car was off form, but we weren't making the time we should be making. Today is the day now that we'll have to go out and try and do something else. We're after dropping back to 14th, which is below the top 10. I was hoping to be in the top 10 this morning, but I'm not. So we'll have to go out and see what we can do today. The car has performed better. We put new plugs, done the carburetor, or done the cables, you know. And we adjusted the clutch. The clutch was giving us a small bit of problems as well yesterday. So we hope. I didn't do anything with the car since the 20. Only just when I had the off in the 20, we've repaired the car, but we've done nothing to the mechanical parts of it. So today we hope that we'll make it up. That's all we can do, I suppose.
Well, Declan, how has things been going for you so far?
Well, yesterday we had a fairly good run, but like that, it was my first day with a new car, and it took me time to get used to it, and we were taking it easy, but we ended up, I think, last night 28 overall, so we'll try improve that today.
And how did you find yesterday's stages? Did they suit your car in particular?
Yeah, I found yesterday's stages fairly good. My car was handling very, very good. I'd say overall it was a fairly good run.
Thanks, Declan. Sammy Hawkins, Sunday morning, 9th overall, 3rd in your class. How will you play it from here on?
We'll go as quick as we can. I believe it's pretty dirty today. I wouldn't mind if it rained. That would help us, and we might make back a bit of time. But it would seem that the guys in my class have a lot more power than I have at the moment, and it's very difficult to hold on to them. We'll see. As I say, the slippery conditions might suit us. We'll see how it goes.
Sunday morning, John, you're looking very relaxed. What thoughts are going through your mind at the moment? And are you going to go flat out to catch Bill Connolly in front?
To go. It is possible to catch him, and we'll be...
I'm sure you will, John. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Brendan Fagan, the overnight leader, was again the fastest man on the first stage on Sunday, the 7th of the rally. Bill Connolly changed his back axle in the Escort and was still 2nd overall. John Price and the lovely little Turbo were still 3rd. Demi Fitzgerald was still struggling, but he was up to 4th place on this stage. Terry Bowen was 5th. And Tim McCarthy, co-driven by Adrian Healy, an official of the organising club, was 6th overall and 2nd quickest on this stage. Barry Duggan was 7th. Bob O'Callaghan was 8th and offline. Sam Hawkins and Sean Hanley were in 9th position. It's Frank Beauvais now. And Ian Donaldson was 10th after 7 stages. This is Pat Murphy from Killarney. And Dennis Turner, co-driven by Roland Prentice from England. Followed by that man again, Sean Delaney. Survivors retired on the first stage on Sunday. Jeremy Bailey from England was still going well. as was his fellow countryman Derek Skinner in the Triumph. Some speed now. Fagan. Connolly. Price. Fitzgerald. Bowen. McCarthy. Duggan. O'Callaghan. Delaney. Peter Rushford. Twin cam Timmy McCarthy. Declan Croak. Jerry O'Mahony. On stage 8, the first retirement of the day was that of Demi Fitzgerald and Leo White in the Chevette. After a gallant fight back through the field, the engine gave up. Franco Bove drove into the countryside in that stage and retired out of the rally.
Overnight leader Brendan Fagan, have you had any problems over these first two stages on Sunday?
No, we've had no problems at all.
At this service, will you be carrying out any alterations to your car?
Just putting 2 fresh back tyres on, that's all.
And you have no count of Bill Connolly's times over those first 2 stages?
We, unconfirmed, I think we took about a half a minute out of him on the first 2, so if we had, we're going to ease up. If we haven't, then we've got to go again.
I think your confidence is rising with every stage. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks very much.
Bill Connolly, you were in second place overnight. Have you had any problems over these first 2 stages this morning?
We've had no problems over the first 2 this morning. They're very yumpy, you know, and we're all the time hopping, so we're taking it easy. We had axle trouble last night, and we hope to try and just keep it going. And Brendan is taking time from us anyway.
How has that axle behaved in the first 2 stages?
Well, it's whining away and it's still there anyway, still pushing us along.
Well, we hope it's going to hold together for you, Bill. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Dowie Bowen, 2 stages gone on the Sunday, and you're in 3rd position. You must be very, very pleased at that performance.
Oh yeah, I am very pleased, but I don't know if we'll keep up the position for long. We have a lot of local boys pushing me now, so we'll try our best anyway.
Are you going to go flat out over the remaining stages and nearly clink that 3rd place?
Yeah, we'll have to, because there's so many local blocks, they're so fast, so I just have to keep it flat now. We'll have a bit of fun now.
Nice talking to you.
Nice to meet you.
Brendan Fagan, the confident leader. Sadly, this would be the last time that we would see Bill Connolly lying in 2nd place as he was to retire on this stage. New 2nd place man, John Price. The drivers had enjoyed good weather, but before the finish of the rally, the rains would fall and the sting in the tail would then strike.
Timmy McCarthy, you're knocking in the door for a top 3 place. Do you foresee any problems for the remainder of the event?
I'm only hoping nothing will happen. More than likely, something will happen.
Dowie Bowen motors on smoothly in 5th place. But Ian Donaldson in 7th loses valuable time. Come on, less cheering, boys. Let's get some push. And away he goes. Now it's Pat Murphy from Killarney, followed by Sean Delaney and Michael Quirk.
Adrian Healy, you've been sitting beside Timmy McCarthy over these last few days. Has it been pretty exciting?
Well, my worst problem is trying to slow him down. He's going mad, so hope for the best. We'll try and finish anyhow, that's the main thing.
And a top 3 finish would be an added bonus.
That's for sure, if we can hold it out. No problems anyhow so far. Right.
Thanks very much, Adrian.
Okay.
Then the rains came and it was a whole new rally. Fagan splashes through, followed by Price. Third man, Tim McCarthy, is next, followed by Dowie Bowen. Duggan now. Sam Hawkins. Pat Murphy. Bob O'Callaghan. Sean Delaney now. Cheerful Derek Skinner. Bernard O'Brien. And Gerald O'Brien. Declan Croke had a great rally in his new car, heads to the finish. And Tim McCarthy set up 3 fastest stage times, but lost 5 minutes on the last stage, dropping him from 3rd overall to 10th position. Ninth was Bob O'Callaghan with his co-driver Joe Downey. In 8th position, Bernard O'Brien with Mick Crowley. 7th was Sam Hawkins with the smiling Sean Hanley. In 6th position, Pat Murphy with Ger Healy. Fifth from across the water, Ian Donaldson and David Chenolds. Also from across the water, and in 4th position, Dewey Bowen and Andrew O'Regan. Third was Barry Duggan with Dan Cashman.
That would be my best performance in a 2-day event. We've had numerous second overalls, third overalls in forestry. Joe McHale is keeping us from the top notch there, but definitely on a 2-day rally, third overall, if we are third overall, is definitely our best result to date.
And that popular visitor, John Price, co-driven by Karen Quimby, finished in 2nd place.
Yeah, that's a very good result. Very, very pleased. Today has been very, very slippery, and we went well. Very good.
And will we see you back here in Ireland before the end of the year?
I would think so. We're hoping to do the Rally of the Lakes and try and get that one in.
And the National Alluminium Rally here in Skibbereen next year is a cert as well, I think.
I would think so. I would definitely come back and do it again anyway. And certainly recommend it to the overseas crews. Certainly. Very good.
Brendan Fagan and Ronan McNamee won the National Alluminium Rally for 1983.
Well, for the last 18 months I haven't finished a rally and it's made up for it all.
And we'll see you back in Cork in the near future.
I'm going to be in Kerry in about 6 weeks' time, I think, for the Rally of the Lakes. But Dublin has been very lucky in Cork in the last few weeks.
Going back again, Brendan, to today's rally, just how difficult was it out there today?
It was easier this morning when we were trying to take time off that lad Connolly, but after lunch when he stopped and we had no pressure on us, it was very difficult to concentrate.
Well, congratulations again, Brendan, and we look forward to meeting you at another happy occasion. Thank you.
Thanks very much.